Did you guys know that originally Will Smith was approached by Quentin Tarantino to play Django in Django Unchained? And he turned down the role. He recently talked about, well, not recently, but like a couple years ago, he talked about it in an interview at one of those actors' roundtables.
It had to be a love story, not a vengeance story. Uh-oh! I don't believe in violence as the reaction.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, okay, so I just got back from an Oscars party. Now, generally, I've kind of given up on the Oscars. I think they can be quite boring. The awards don't really mean much to me. I haven't even seen most of the films that actually came out that were nominated, to be honest. So, in my mind, I was like, look, I'm just going to hang out with some friends. I was surprisingly getting most of my picks right because the Oscars can be really predictable when it comes to nominations and stuff. And then the greatest thing in Oscars history ever happened. This is a night to remember, ladies and gentlemen. History. Memes for weeks. The most talked about thing on the internet. Like, I thought the most talked about thing coming out of the Oscars would be that random category they were presenting for like fan favorite cheer moment, and then Zack Snyder's Justice League one, and then fan favorite movie and Zack Snyder's Army of the Dead one. I was like, this is what all the talk on Twitter is going to be about. It's going to be all about this. I was wrong. Like, 10 minutes later, I was way wrong. In case you guys don't know, I'm so shocked if you don't, but in case you guys don't know, Chris Rock presented an award for Best Documentary. I believe that was the category. And then he was making some jokes. It's Chris Rock, I expect him to make some jokes. He made some jokes about Penelope Cruz and Javier Bardem. Couples jokes, as Chris Rock likes to make couples jokes. Will Smith, Jada Pickett Smith, sit in front row at the Oscars. He made a joke about Jada Pinkett Smith, saying, "I can't wait to see you in G.I. Jane 2. Apparently, Big Willie got provoked, smacked the crap out of Chris Rock, and changed Oscars forever. Set a precedent. Apparently, you can go up to people, smack the presenter, and nothing's gonna happen to you. Depending on your star level and the clout you have for that night, and the fact that you're gonna win an award that evening. It was wild. I'm gonna ask you guys right up front, what did you think about what happened? What was your reaction to it? How do you feel overall? Who was right, who was wrong? I want to hear your thoughts in the comments below. I'm going to talk you guys through my reaction of experiencing this, and then I'm also going to give some of my thoughts and feelings on it as well. The Oscars are going. They're going fine. It's actually a pretty enjoyable Oscars for the most part. Amy Schumer's doing a great job. When Chris Rock is out there presenting the award, he's doing his speech, and then here's what happened. He makes the G.I. Jane joke, and I could show you some footage, but I can't play it because I know this video will get blocked because I know how ABC is. He makes the joke, and then at first, Will Smith, he's laughing. He's laughing, so I was like, everything just seems fine. He's laughing about it. Jada Pinkett Smith, evidently not happy at all. It is so apparent she is not happy. Cuts back to Chris Rock. He's doing his thing, and the crowd at first is going, oh, and Chris Rock says something to the effect of like, it was a light one or whatever. Like, it wasn't that bad of a joke. And in my mind, I'm like, it's not that bad of a joke. She has a shaved head. And then he said G.I. Jane, like, that's an old ass movie. Like, this is a stupid joke. Will Smith starts walking up to him. You see Chris Rock laughing his ass off at Will Smith approaching him. We only see the back of Will Smith's head, so we don't know what Will Smith's face looks like in that moment. So Will Smith walks up to him. Chris Rock leaned in almost as if he's like, come on in and hit me. Like, his face is leaned in with laughter. I thought Will Smith was just gonna get on the mic or some shit. I thought that's all he was gonna do, was just freaking like start making a joke or make a joke about Chris Rock or whatever. All of a sudden, bam! Oh, wow! Like, perfect form. Perfect form. The Ali days of Will Smith come out. It's a great hit. All things considered, you know, it's a great hit. Assault, yes. But a great hit overall by Will Smith, man. Then he goes back down. Now, if you live in Australia, you got the uncensored version. And apparently, you can find the audio, the actually uncensored version on sites like YouTube and Twitter. But in the States, in our mind, when he smacked him, it looked like a bit because, you know, like Chris Rock didn't fall down or whatever. All of us thought it was like some weird joke. And Chris Rock says, Will Smith just smacked the out of me. That's how it sounded to us. And then all the audio went out. And then you're cutting back to Will Smith, who's looking pissed off. And you can see Chris Rock feeling pretty awkward about the whole ordeal. And then it starts to register with us like, I think this is actually very real. I think Will Smith just got really mad about a joke that he just seemed like fine with a second ago, and then got up there, got very reactive, and smacked the shit out of Chris Rock. Here's what I think really happened. At least this is how what in the moment what I thought happened. Chris Rock made a funny. Will Smith laughed at the funny. Looked to his wife. Wife didn't find it funny. Will Smith realized, I'm gonna be in the doghouse unless I do something about this. I gotta stand up for her, because I know what it's like when you're in a relationship and you think something's funny that your significant other doesn't, that's at the expense of her. Then you're like, oh shit, I shouldn't have laughed at that. I need to correct this now. So he did the one thing he could do, walk up on stage, smack the shit out of Chris Rock is what he did. That's how it just registered to me in the moment. It was crazy. And what made it crazier for all of us, is the fact that we all knew Will Smith was going to win that night. There was no question about it. So it just made it go out of all nights. Like, it's already a bad night to do. Like, you never just want to do that. But out of any night to do this, on the night you're finally going to win your Oscar, this happens. Like, what is your speech going to be? What is your speech going to be? So on the uncensored version, when I watched it on the car ride home, after Chris Rock says, Will just smacked the shit out of me, Will Smith says, keep my wife's name out of your fucking mouth. Chris Rock is like, dude, it was a G.I. Jane joke. At the time, I was like, dude, it's just a G.I. Jane joke. Chill out. You're a couple who's in the public spotlight like all the time. Your relationship seems to be like on blast. You even did a sit-down interview where you really exposed a lot of things about your relationship right away. When you're that level of celebrity and you're allowing yourself to be that exposed, usually that means like entertainers, comedians, people are going to make jokes at you, and you just kind of be ready for it if you're going to be willing to expose that side of you. That's just how I was registering at the time. There was other information that I was yet to learn, but at the time, that's how I was thinking about it. Will Smith did further, in real anger, like rage, keep my wife's name out of your mouth. If I say it too hard, YouTube gets a little sensitive about the whole thing. And then Chris Rock made a little crack of, this was the best night in television history, or so he made a joke about something like that. And it is. It made the Oscars truly exciting. More exciting than it's ever been. That was crazy. So come to find out, I did not know this. Apparently Jada has actually been very public about this, but I don't follow the lives of them. The question is, did Chris Rock know about this? Says she has a disease called alopecia. It's a medical term for baldness, so she suffers from baldness. So it's not her fault that she's bald. It's a condition that she has, and that's really unfortunate, and that just changes the whole context of the joke right there. There's several ways because comedians seem to always be defending themselves against like the free will to make a joke about anything and anybody. I get that a lot of comedians feel that way, so I don't know if Chris Rock knew that or not, or he did know that and he was like, I can still make a joke anyway because I don't think the joke's that bad. That is a very sensitive thing to say in front of like millions of people. It's not really about what Chris Rock believes, if that's offensive or not. It's more about how will the person on the receiving end of that comment, how will they feel about that? And if Jada is the kind of individual to be hurt and offended by that, then you shouldn't make that joke, especially if you already know that she has this disease that she probably would not want to be made fun about. And one of the biggest nights in their life, because they're a husband and wife, just having the spotlight put on you like that. See, I can get that. The question is, should Will Smith have walked up there and smacked the shit out of Chris Rock? Probably not. That was probably not the way to handle it. I know that there's most likely a lot of women across the world, a lot of people, maybe not just women, but a lot of men too, who are like, you know, if I was made fun of in public, I would expect my man to go up there and just beat the shit out of that guy. And to me, I'm like, well, it really depends on the situation at hand. You know, if this is the Oscars, yeah, I might give a look like I'm pretty upset by that joke, but I'm not going to go up there and smack the guy. I mean, hey, I could get arrested or fined for assault or something like that. Like this is not a good look. And then it just started making me go. In fact, that Will Smith just kind of got away with it. It started making me go too. Does Will Smith just like do this? Does he, when he gets mad at people, does he just smack them? Like, has he just smacked people on set before? Like, what's his attitude like? If there's a joke that's made that he just can't roll with, because it comes in the name of protection and love. Because he gave this speech, and in between, before his Oscar win, his publicist was talking to him a lot. There's like photos of like Denzel talking to him and Tyler Perry, I believe. Like there's people congregating with him to talk him through it, and it seemed like there was a lot of people in support of him in that moment, you know? Like he got sensitive, he was provoked, something happened, and you're in a room full of a bunch of artists who are all very sensitive individuals who also practice the art of empathy. They're not gonna be like social media about it, you know? They're all, there's gonna be a lot more understanding. They probably know, they definitely know Will Smith better than either one of us. Makes sense how he's gonna have a lot of support surrounding him in a moment like that. And it seemed like a lot were on his side, at least that's the way it appeared. That was the impression given off. So when Will Smith gives his speech, you know, we're all like, what's he gonna say? You know, what's Will Smith gonna talk about? Is he gonna mention Chris Rock? He's gonna talk shit about it. He immediately starts to talk about people he had to protect. People involved with the movie, characters, real life people. Talking about how love makes you do crazy things. And the way he gave his speech made our friend Brandon Hanna in the room make the best comment ever. That man has a damn good publicist. He really does, because holy balls, it was a great speech. There's still, like, when you revisit the situation that happened, I'm like, does the speech eliminate, everything that happened? No, it definitely doesn't. In the moment in time, you're like, damn, that was a powerful speech. He seems really sincere. He seems very emotional. And I at least get where he's coming from at this moment in time. And it seemed like, at least the way the narrative suddenly changed on that, it was all coming from a place of not necessarily ego, but a place of protecting a loved one. And especially when you find out that Jada has alopecia, you're like, okay, like he was really going out there protecting her. I still think there are other ways it could have been handled, but he had a human moment. He's human. I've met plenty of people who've started a fight they shouldn't have had. They felt like they regretted that they maybe shouldn't have done it. Will Smith apologized to the Academy. He apologized to his fellow nominees. Didn't apologize to Chris Rock, but he apologized to other people. And I'm wondering too, like, is there more history with him and Chris Rock? Because I know that like a few years ago, when it came to the whole boycotting the Oscars situation, Chris Rock, when he was hosting the Oscars, made a joke directed at them. It wasn't about this, but he made a joke at them. So maybe there's more of a history there that we don't really know. I think he could have handled it differently. I think he could have, at least displayed that he wasn't happy with it. Hell, even if he just yelled instead of, actually going out there and hitting him, because that is an act of violence. That's bad. It's that thing of like, dude, I totally get it. You were standing up for the woman you love. I totally understand you guys have had a lot of heat on you, and there's always seems like the media's trying to take you guys down, so you're protecting her in this moment. It's supposed to just be a beautiful night. Like, I get it. You probably shouldn't have smacked her. Chris Rock, you probably shouldn't have made that joke. Like, you're like, whoa, guys, both of you probably shouldn't have done this. I totally understand that. Regardless, how do I feel about this? It weirdly made for the most entertaining night in Oscar history. Like, this was a night to remember. It was wild, and that fact that shit got put on display. Good job to Will Smith's publicist. Good job to his support team. Congratulations, Will Smith, on winning that Oscar. And man, I would never fuck with that guy. It's just crazy because he always comes across as like the nicest dude ever. And even in that moment, you're just like, he seemed like he was just protecting her, but holy crap, like, he'll just go up to you and hit you if you do something wrong. That was pretty crazy. I just thought I'm gonna be like thinking about this all the time and talking about it for a very long time, so I just want to hop on camera with you guys and talk about it really quick. Thanks for being here. Chit chat soon.